There have been precious few announcements on which original Buffy the Vampire Slayer cast members will be coming back for the revival, but one particular fan-favorite actor has confirmed they won't return. With so little known about OG Buffy role reprisals, we've had to turn to speculation, whether that's Alison Hannigan's frequent appearances with Sarah Michelle Gellar or pilot director Chloe Zhao saying she's Team Spike. There have been a ton of characters introduced across Buffy's 7 seasons, from big bad villains to love interests to potential slayers. It's entirely possible that several of these characters will return to the sequel series, but a certain rogue slayer won't be among their number. Eliza Dushku retired from acting in 2017 and has no plans to return. The bad girl slayer with a famous heel turn, Faith Lehane was one of the best Buffy characters introduced after Season 1, and she was brought to vivid, living large life by Eliza Dushku. However, despite her immense talent, the Buffy star stepped away from the spotlight in 2017 and found a different career path. Earlier this year, Dushku earned her Master of Arts degree in Clinical Mental Health Counseling from Lesley University. Based in Boston, the former actress is currently working for the Home Base program at Massachusetts General Hospital, which helps military veterans and their families deal with trauma. As she recently told THR, a few months ago, I was promoted to Clinical and Program Development Specialist for Psychedelic-Assisted Therapies. While she hasn't stepped in front of the camera in 8 years, Dushku did serve as executive producer for the 2025 Netflix documentary In Waves and War, which examines the lives of 3 Navy SEALs processing their post-war trauma. However, despite past ambiguity about whether she'd return to the entertainment industry, Dushku had a definitive response when THR asked her if acting was a closed chapter. "Oh yeah," Dushku said. "Yeah. I will not be in front of a camera again unless it's in some capacity that is in service of my new work and passion." This essentially shuts down any chances of Faith Lehane gracing our TV screens again, in the Buffy revival or otherwise. Why the Buffy revival doesn't need Faith, even though she's awesome? There's no question that Eliza Dushku has a magnetic presence on Faith, livening up every scene she's in. This would definitely extend to the Buffy revival, should Dushku have appeared, but the fact is that the sequel series doesn't need Faith, as great as she is. In terms of OG Buffy characters, the only one confirmed to return is Sarah Michelle Gellar's Buffy Summers. However, Buffy will only be a supporting presence rather than the protagonist, with the sequel show centered on a new Slayer, teenage Nova, Ryan Kara Armstrong. Buffy is expected to serve as a mentor of sorts to Nova, as Giles was with her in the original series. With this being the case, there's not really much room for Faith. So much of her central storyline and conflict was tied to Buffy, with Faith struggling to get out from under Buffy's shadow, a desire so deep that Faith went full villain mode. Faith eventually saw the error of her ways and experienced a tremendous redemption arc by the end of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Essentially, Faith's story is complete, and the only way to bring her back would seemingly be to open old wounds with Buffy, which would pull focus from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival's main characters. This would ultimately feel like a step backward because, like Dushku, Faith deserves to move on to a new passion.